Hi guys, welcome to this channel. This is a series of learning HTML and CSS, and in this video we are going to learn about CSS pseudo classes. So what are these pseudo classes in CSS? Actually, a pseudo class is used to define a special state of an element. It is used to style a element in a different state, whereas each element in CSS has different CSS states, and we can use those states and style them using these pseudo classes. For example, we can style an a tag, which is a link tag, in different states, like if it is a visited tag, or if the user mouse is inside that a tag, or we can also style it differently when the user has just clicked it. And these are the different states that a tag has. The same way different elements have different states in CSS, so we can style each of those states by using these pseudo classes. So actually the syntax of writing and styling these pseudo classes in CSS is following that. First we write the selector of the element that we want to style, the state of which element we want to style, followed by a colon and the name of the pseudo class that we want to style. Let us see its examples so that you may get better understanding. First of all, let's talk about an anchor's pseudo classes. So the different states that an anchor or a link tag can have are link, visited, hover, and active. Now bear in mind that these states are having a specific order in which they should be written inside style. So write the order that you are seeing in this example is important. They should be written inside our style sheet in the same order as they are, otherwise their styles could not work according to your expectations due to CSS priority scale. So right, if we go to our editor and see its practical example, in this course we are going to work in this file, whereas all these files are from our previous lessons, and you can get each file from its course. The links are in descriptions. So inside body tag, for styling this a tag, I am going to create an a tag and give it a dummy link, and inside this I am going to just write some text. And for styling this a tag, I am first of all going to style its hover state. Actually the order is important, so I am first of all going to style its link tag, then I am going to style its visited state, then hover, link, visited, hover, and active. So for now I am just going to use different colors for showing you the example, otherwise you can style them according to your preferences. So background color blue in hover state, and in active state background color of maybe aqua. So let us see it inside browser by going live. So right here, as you can see, the link is having a red color, a red background, as right here inside our style you can see the link, or a simple link which is not having any other state, would have a brown background. So right, as you can see, if I hover on it, then the background color just changes to blue, and you can see in hover state we have given it the background color of blue. And if I click it, and then its color changes to orange, because now this is a visited one, and as you can see, if even if I don't hover on it, it is still the orange, and if I refresh, even in that case it is orange background because I have just visited it one time. And if I click on it, and as long as I would keep my click pressed, in that case its background would be this aqua color. As soon as I would just leave it, its color would just shift back to that. So after this example of anchor pseudo classes, I am going to tell you also that pseudo class could also be used with a selector by specifying its class. For example, if in this a tag I am going to with this a tag I am going to create another a tag, and for this I am going to give a class of test. So if I write this is test, and inside style if I write a dot test, mean anchor tag only with having class of text, and that's that anchor tags, that link tags active state, let us style its hover state, and in that case I want its color to be green when I hover over it. So right here, as you can see, these are two tags. This one would not get green color because this is not having that class, whereas this one would get that green color. Now moving to our next topic, which is the hover state. This hover, each of the element inside our CSS has this hover state. As we saw it for link tag, the hover state works the same for other elements, that when our cursor would be inside that element would get the style inside this state. So after hover we have tooltip hover. This is a special trick that we simply use many times so that we may create an effect like tooltip hover. So let us see an example. For example, right here, if I have a div, and inside this div I have another div, and this is tool. If I write here, and for this tool if I write here create a p tag, and write here this is tool tip. So right inside our style, if I give this p tag a display of none, mean to say by default it would be hidden. And right here, if I hover on the div tag, then it is having a child p tag. This space means descendant combinator, and in this descendant combinator, which means that the selector which would follow is the child of this selector, and inside this p tag I am going to give it the display of block, which is the default display of p. And now inside our browser we just see this a tag, and if I hover on it, the tooltip just that p tag comes in front of us like a tooltip. After this tooltip, there comes the first child pseudo element. Right here we have this first div and another div. Let us create another div right here. This is second div, and inside this style if I write div first child, give it the style of background color red. Now this pseudo element, what does this pseudo element does? This would style the first element of a special category and give this style to that element. Right here, as you can see, it is giving this background color to this specific first div, which is the first div right here. As you can see, this is that first div, and it is giving it this one. This is the first div inside this div, and it is giving it that color. And if I create here another div and give it this is third div, then it would not give that style to this one because this is not the first div. So after this we have some other examples as well. In this first example, it would style an I tag, the first I tag inside a p tag, whereas this second example will style the I tag in first p tag. So this is the difference between both of these examples. So this is it for this video. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please press the thumbs up button. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you. Goodbye.